High in the Himalayas, where the air is thin and the peaks are eternally covered in snow, where snowy mountain tops touch the sky and the first light of dawn paints the peaks in hues of gold and pink, stories travel on the wind, carried by the whispers of the mountains themselves. They tell of a creature shrouded in mystery and legend, a creature of myth and legend. The Yeti, also known as the Abominable Snowman. This mysterious being, sometimes called the Abominable Snowman, has captured people's imaginations for centuries, inspiring countless tales and expeditions. Its story is a big part of Himalayan culture, passed down through many generations, from elders to the young. Around campfires and in the quiet of mountain homes, the Yeti is more than just a creature in these stories. It embodies the spirit of the wild, untamed mountains. It's a symbol of the wild, untamed mountains, representing the raw power and mystery of nature. The Yeti myth comes from the traditions of the Sherpa people, who have lived in these harsh conditions for centuries. These tough people, known for their mountain climbing skills, have lived in the Himalayas for a very long time, their lives intertwined with the rugged landscape. Their history is connected to the Yeti legend, a story that has been part of their culture for as long as they can remember. Long before anyone wrote things down, Sherpa stories told of a scary creature in the high mountains, a being that was both feared and respected. They called it Meti, which means man-bear, a name that hints at its fearsome nature. Early legends said the Yeti was very powerful, a creature of immense strength and ferocity. It was super strong and had a bad temper, capable of causing avalanches and other natural disasters. Some stories say the Yeti protects the mountains, acting as a guardian of the sacred peaks. It punished anyone who didn't respect the sacred peaks, ensuring that the mountains remained untouched and revered. Other stories say it's a bad creature, responsible for people disappearing and animals being killed, a malevolent force in the high altitudes. These stories, told out loud, were like warnings, cautionary tales to keep people safe. They reminded people how powerful and unpredictable the mountains are, a place where nature's fury can be unleashed at any moment. The Yeti wasn't just in campfire stories, it was a part of the very fabric of their lives. It was also in ancient Tibetan Buddhist writings, where monks recorded tales of the mysterious creature in their sacred texts. The world started paying attention to the Yeti in the 1800s, a time when the unknown corners of the earth were being explored with great enthusiasm. As explorers and adventurers ventured further into the uncharted territories of the Himalayas, stories of strange sightings and mysterious creatures began to trickle down from the towering peaks. These reports, often originating from local villagers who lived in the shadow of these majestic mountains, made people even more curious about the elusive creature. Could the legends that had been passed down through generations actually be true? Was there really a mysterious being lurking in the snow-covered wilderness? One of the first documented Yeti encounters was in 1832, a time when the world was still full of uncharted territories and unexplored mysteries. B.H. Hodgson, a British scientist working in Nepal, reported seeing something that would haunt him for years. He claimed to have seen a large, hairy creature walking through the dense forest, a sight that was both terrifying and fascinating. The creature was covered in dark fur and walked on two legs, much like a human, but with an aura of wildness that set it apart. Hodgson's story, when it was printed in a science magazine, sent shockwaves through the scientific community and beyond. Was this the first real evidence of the Yeti, a creature that had only existed in myths and legends until then? Years later, in 1889, another intriguing report emerged, adding to the growing body of evidence. L.A. Waddell, a British doctor traveling in Sikkim, claimed to have seen large, ape-like footprints in the snow, a discovery that piqued the interest of many. Local guides, familiar with the terrain and its secrets, said the tracks belonged to the Meto Kangmi, which translates to man-bear snowman. This name, often shortened to Abominable Snowman, became another moniker for the Yeti, adding to its mystique. The legend of the Yeti was evolving, gaining new names and meanings as more stories and sightings were reported, each adding a new layer to the mystery. In the early 1900s, interest in the Yeti exploded, capturing the imagination of adventurers and scientists alike. Inspired by exciting reports and a thirst for adventure, explorers and researchers embarked on daring expeditions to the Himalayas, hoping to uncover the truth behind the elusive creature. They wanted to find the truth behind the legend, driven by a mix of curiosity and the promise of fame. Each expedition, equipped with cameras and scientific tools, aimed to capture real proof of the Yeti's existence, documenting every step of their journey. In 1921, a British Mount Everest expedition led by C.H. Berry made a groundbreaking discovery. High up in the mountains, they stumbled upon giant footprints in the snow, sparking a wave of excitement and speculation. The tracks, much larger than any human footprints, were 3 times the size of a normal foot, adding to the mystery. Their Sherpa guides identified the prints as belonging to the Metokangmi, a creature deeply rooted in local folklore and believed to inhabit the treacherous Himalayan mountains. With this discovery, the Yeti transformed from a mere legend into a tantalizing possibility, capturing the world's attention. Intrigued by the findings, newspapers around the globe began printing sensational stories about the mysterious creature, fueling public fascination. The Yeti, once a local legend, had now become a worldwide phenomenon, sparking debates and discussions in every corner of the globe. In 1925, N.A. Tombazi, a photographer on a British expedition, claimed to have seen a tall, dark figure moving across the snow high in the mountains, adding another layer to the mystery. Although he didn't manage to capture a clear photograph, his account further fueled the intrigue and speculation surrounding the Yeti. The hunt for the Yeti was on, with more and more expeditions being organized to search for the elusive creature. The 1950s marked a significant period in the search for the Yeti, with numerous expeditions setting out to find definitive proof. In 1951, renowned mountaineer Eric Shipton and his colleague Michael Ward took photographs of enormous peculiar footprints on a glacier, reigniting global interest. The photos, widely published in newspapers, captivated the public and sparked heated debates about the existence of the Yeti. Could these footprints be the concrete evidence that everyone had been searching for, or would the mystery of the Yeti continue to elude us? While people haven't seen the Yeti very often, some details appear again and again in their stories. These descriptions, though a little different sometimes, give us a general idea of what it looks like. Most people say the Yeti is big and ape-like, standing very tall. Its body is covered in thick hair, which can be reddish-brown, dark grey, or even black. This thick fur keeps it warm in the cold Himalayan weather. The Yeti's face is said to have less hair. Some say it looks a bit human, while others say it's more ape-like, with a big forehead and a flat face. Its eyes are often described as sharp and smart, making it even more mysterious. Another common detail is the Yeti's strong body. The Yeti's shyness makes it even more mysterious. While it might seem like a slow creature, many stories say it's surprisingly quick and smart. The Yeti likes to be alone, high in the Himalayas. It likes the dangerous snowy slopes above the trees, where almost nothing else can live. This love for high places could be why people rarely see it. Even though it likes to be alone, there are stories of Yetis traveling in pairs or small families. These stories, often from local villagers, tell us there might be more to its social life than we know. Some people even say Yetis use tools. Scientists are also interested in the Yeti. Hoping to find a new kind of primate, researchers have studied the evidence, trying to separate fact from fiction. One common piece of evidence is Yeti footprints. These tracks, often found in snow, have fascinated people for years. But many of these footprints are actually from known animals. The extreme cold and wind can change animal tracks, making them look bigger and stranger. Hair samples, supposedly from the Yeti, have also been studied. In 2014, scientists from Oxford University studied over 30 hair samples from museums and collections around the world. The results were interesting and a little disappointing. Most of the hair was from known animals, like bears, horses, and even a tapir. But 2 samples from the western Himalayas didn't match any known animal. While the Yeti myth is still strong, some people are skeptical. Scientists offer other explanations for Yeti sightings. One common explanation is mistaken identity. The Himalayas are home to many animals like bears, snow leopards, and monkeys. These animals, seen from far away or in bad weather, could be mistaken for a large, 2-legged creature. Our minds like to find patterns and understand things. When we don't have enough information, we sometimes imagine things. The difficult terrain and weather of the Himalayas also contribute to the myth. High altitudes, extreme cold, and snowstorms can trick our eyes. They can distort what we see and create illusions. What looks like a tall figure could just be a rock or a tree covered in snow. Even though there's no real proof and many scientists are skeptical, the Yeti myth continues. The creature is now a global icon, capturing imaginations worldwide. The Yeti is in movies, TV shows, books, and video games. It represents the mysterious and unknown parts of our planet. Our fascination with the Yeti shows our curiosity about nature and our desire to believe in something extraordinary. The Yeti is also culturally and spiritually important for the people of the Himalayas. It's a big part of their traditions and beliefs, representing the power and unpredictability of the mountains. For many, the Yeti is more than a creature, it's a symbol of the wilderness. The Yeti is still a mystery, continuing to fascinate and inspire. While science hasn't proven it exists, the allure of the unknown remains. The possibility of an undiscovered primate in the Himalayas is exciting for explorers, researchers, and anyone who likes to dream. The lack of proof hasn't made the Yeti less interesting, it has only made the mystery deeper. The Yeti has become a symbol of the power of myths and legends,